Hi everybody, my name is Rhys Barber. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates. Welcome back to normal subscribers. I'm recording this before I take my week off, but just getting everything ready for when I come back. But I know you've been without a video for the last week, so everything returns back to normal today. So what we can see here is we've got this very, very thick layer of skin and wax. Now this is actually Taylor's patient. I've got a really, really interesting one coming up for next few guys. I can't remember whether I'm going to put it into the title or not, probably. But if you've read the title, you'll know that we actually take something quite interesting out of the patient's ear canal bit later on. So this patient here, Taylor's written on the notes, so this patient's actually had some previous operations. What we can see here is a very thick, hardened kind of skin layer all the way around the outside edge. So he's using the fine end here just to peel this layer all the way around the outside. It actually looks like it's all attached as well. So sometimes they can be a little bit more difficult to do because you've got to find the linchpin piece, that one little piece of dry skin and dry wax that's holding everything else in. Because when you try and pull one section, if it's sort of still anchored somewhere else and all connected together, it just won't come out particularly well. So he's taken the left part away. I wonder if he's going to go to the right hand side now. He's just going to work this little bobbly bit. God, that's quite a tough old piece of skin, mind. You can see by the way it moves. As you're drawing it down, it naturally flicks back up to its original position. So he's aiming to peel this right hand section now. So let's see if we can get that peeled across. It's almost there. Oh, a little bit more of a wiggle there by the looks of it. It's whether you, with this kind of one now where it's detached, do you kind of stay with the suction or does he go with forceps here? You could do either at this point, I think. What are we aiming for here? What have we got? Suction. So I think he's looking to get a little bit more of a detachment from this canal wall. Sometimes with these dry skins, they really, really firmly attach to the canal wall. So they're always a little bit more difficult to remove. Let's get in there. Here come the forceps. I did think they were going to come into play at some point. Oh my word, that is tough as old boots. It's whether you can get the jaw around it. Well, that's a grip. Is it enough of a pinch onto that piece? No, it's such a shame. It was almost coming there. I think it was just not able to kind of grip that outside part of the wax there. But I think if you could maintain a good grip here, I think you could probably pull the whole thing. Oh, it's so close. You can see where it's narrowed a little bit now with the forceps clamping on. It's sort of clamping the forceps on tight enough to maintain the grip, but not quite, not too tight that you actually crunch sort of through the actual skin as well. Oh, this is good. This is actually the same Bart's hook here. You can tell because it's much more square at the end than the Rye hooks. I know Taylor's a bit more of a fan of the straighter kind of hooks and things, which you get with the St. Bart's. You do get it with some of the Rye hooks as well. There's a kind of dual-ended Rye hook and Rye curette, which I know he quite likes using. But this is the Rye curette coming in now. He's just trying to get over the top, but that's surprising just how solid this piece of skin is. But look at that coming away. If we can just drop behind this next section, he should be able to just get behind this last bit and pull this through. Oh, just sort of crashed into the camera a little bit. You can see he's trying to lift this up. I think he uses suction to pick this up in a second. There you go, just so you can see it coming away there. So lots of scarring on that eardrum there. I know the patient did have some previous operations on the ear, because Taylor mentioned that when he's kind of put his little blurb in at the start, but doesn't really say what the operations were. So let's take this away. There we go. And it's not unusual then, if somebody's had some operations inside the ear canal, sometimes you can get more difficulty with the skin migration process, this epithelial migration, so you're more likely to get these much harder skin layers around the outside edge there, but a lot of scar tissue on that particular drum. Very similar. Was this my patient now? Let's have a little look. Just going to pull this side here. I think this is still Taylor's patient. I don't think this is mine. It's coming away. It's very kind of dry and brittle. Oh no, this is my patient. This is the foreign body. Now look at that. You just saw one piece come away there, right? So we've actually got, this is the second time I'm watching this back. So we actually had one piece. This is the next piece here. So I didn't spot that. I was only watching it back. So this is the piece I was talking about. But if you rewind the video about 5 seconds just before this bit, you actually see there was a second piece exactly the same. And it's hard. There you go. You can see the shape of it there. It's very thin. It's kind of rounded on the edge. Okay. Now I know what I think this is. And I know when I said to Katie, I was like, what do you think that is, Katie? And she did, let me put this out of the way. She did say, oh, I'm not too sure. And when I said what I thought it was, she was like, oh yeah, that would tally up. I think, but I haven't seen it back now, there were actually 2 of those in there. So I think that to me looks like a fingernail. The very end of a clipped fingernail is what it looks like to me. So you can see it was just that sort of rounded shape, that kind of angle on the end where it had been snipped off. But let me know what you think, guys, because I can't think of anything else that might have got in there. So whether it's just a fingernail's broken off, but it would be unusual to get 2 in there. And I didn't spot the second one until literally just now. So very interesting case, that one, but I think that's fingernails. So what we've got here is this really, really big old plug that's coming away now. You can see a lot of dry skin around it where I'm just trying to move this down. I will tell you a funny story about this patient now. So we get this big old plug starting to move here. And when I say it's a big plug, it is a sizable old plug, this one. Still going. And you can see I'm struggling to get over the top here and pull this down. But look at the size of this now as it starts to come away. Look at that, is a chunky old plug. Now, what happens at this point is I try and pick this up. I get it so far, but you can see it's got little skin, and I actually drop it. The patient was wearing a shirt that was kind of open at the front, and the wax just shot straight down inside the shirt. I didn't have the heart to ask him, could I have the wax back to put it on a ruler shot? So that bit is missing from the ruler shot here, guys, because I actually dropped it and it went down the patient's top, and I you know, I felt a bit odd asking, could I please have their wax back? But we went through, we got this last piece that was resting down on the eardrum, and there we go. Just got a little bit of dry skin there to take away. There we go, out that comes. The other ear canal as well, very kind of similar story, not quite as blocked up though, thank goodness. So we can use a little bit of suction on this one. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you think that is. No, I really think it's a fingernail. I can't think, because it was just to get, it felt almost like plastic, you know, so it had this really kind of hard texture to it, but it didn't look like a piece of keratin. It was just so uniquely formed, it almost looked like a piece of plastic, or the shape of the clipping of a male fingernail at the top there, just that little bit that had come away. So yeah, I'd be really interested in your take on it, guys, and what you think it is. But to me, that definitely was fingernail-esque to me, so I'm going with that one. So we're just taking this last sort of couple of sections away on this side. You can see I've got the crocodile forceps on that one, just because I have this lovely kind of thin layer at the front, but super duper hard wax. I'm having to stay behind those little hairs there. There we go. You can see that big old chunk that's come away there, and looking lovely and healthy beyond. So this is what we removed from the ear canal. Don't forget, we missed that big old chunk, so I think we would have ended up with just over the 1.5 inch mark there if we put the other piece in. But as it stands, we're about just over 3 centimeters, 1.25 inches there. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching our video today. If you do enjoy the videos, don't forget, even so, you can always like, heart, share, follow, and subscribe for me. If you really enjoy the videos, you can also consider becoming members of the channel. That way you get to see even more videos every single week. But in the meantime, guys, as always, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye, everybody.